Bonjour! Bonjour!
No.
Time for bladder check. Check.
So it's a show?
It's a lifestyle.
It's a religion.
My emotions! My emotions!
I'm still French.
Ouais, c'est pas faux.
I'm a woman, Mary. I can be as contrary as I choose.
Non, moi je crois qu'il faut que vous arrêtiez d'essayer de dire des trucs.
Hello, hi, I'm Laura. I'm gonna watch Chainsaw Man season 1, the only one which is out. We're okay with that. Episode 12. I already watched today the 2 last episodes. If you want to see my reaction videos about this episode, I'm gonna put the link into the eye. I'm gonna put the link also for the playlist that I made for Chainsaw Man and for other animes, just if you're interested to discover my reaction videos about these animes, you know, with the episodes into the chronological order. You have the playlist for that. And also, I'm gonna say it right there, you have my Patreon if you want to really binge watch all of these seasons of animes with extended or full reaction parts, because, you know, I'm thinking, yes, for animes, for Demon Slayer, for Attack on Titan, and for Death Note, I had already my Patreon, so you can have access, you know, to all of the posts that I made for all of these animes, and you can have all of my reaction videos for these animes. Like, if you just want to subscribe for 1 month, I think that you can have the time to binge watch an entire binge watching of Chainsaw Man, of Demon Slayer, of Attack on Titan, and all, if you can be interested by that. Okay, right there, last episode of the season. I'm a little disturbed, you know, because we began, no, we didn't even begin it. You know, I was gonna say the fight against the snake girl and that other demon. We're gonna begin it really during this episode. Like before, during the last episode, it was just to put the context of that fight, why you are fighting these guys with these allies also with you. But really? No. Really, the fight is gonna begin right there, and I'm disturbed because for me, a fight like that against 2 enemies like that, it has to take 2 or 3 episodes. And I'm not just thinking like because it's rough, but I'm also thinking about animes in general, you know, when you are fighting a big boss, it's taking more than 1 episode. So yes, I'm a little disturbed by that. For me, it means that this episode is gonna finish with a big cliffhanger or with a big surprise, like something which is gonna resolve everything, but something that we're not expecting at all. Maybe it's gonna be that, in fact. We have the Finns, you know, who are dealing with the zombies. We have Makima, who dealt with all of the humans from the mafia, you know, who were helping right there. So now our guys, they really have to fight only the snake girl and that other demon. And there are not a lot to fight them, but still we have Hayakawa, we have Denji, we have the angel demon, we have the spider demon, and we have the Finns, you know, also who can help if they finished with the zombies, stuff like that. So I think that we can do it, but in just 1 episode? I don't know. It's the final episode of this season 1, so I have to say also that I expect to have informations, to have reveals, you know, maybe about Makima, you know, that I'm suspecting her since a long time, maybe about other stuff. I want to have something about the Gundever. You know, for now, we are talking about him, her, I'm not even sure, like we are talking about the Gundever, like Voldemort, you know, like in Harry Potter. It's a demon, okay, we can pronounce his name, but it's a demon that no one saw, you know, clearly. I don't want to see him or her, but I want to have something about the Gundever during this episode. A big information, something which is gonna help me to understand where we're going with this anime, with this story. Like, even for our characters and for the evolution, you know, of the stories and the evolution for the characters, for that journey, we need to have something changing, you know, at the end of the season 1. I don't know. Maybe it can come with that big thing which can happen during this episode, that big surprise which can help that fight to be resolved in only 1 episode. I don't know. But yes, the other ones, you know, the other Finns and Devers that we discovered during the last episode, It felt a little weird, you know, to be presented to them so quickly, and they're gonna help a lot, I think, so maybe during the next seasons we're gonna discover more about them, truly. Makima, I said it, I'm suspicious. Before I thought that she was a good person. Okay, for sure she was a fiend or a demon. For sure she was manipulative with Denji. She gave me weird vibes because she was not really involving herself with people and all. Like, I felt like she was not really present, but I thought that she was a good person. After these attacks against all of the divisions, I'm sure that she knew about it and she didn't say anything. She's a demon, we had the confirmation of it. She's lying about stuff, even, you know, Sensei Kishibe. He knows about it. She has a lot of powers and abilities, you know, for one demon. Or maybe it's a demon who made contracts with other demons also. There is something wrong with her, so it's beginning to make me think that maybe she's not so much, you know, a good person. But at the same time, I think that she said the truth during the last episode, during that conversation, saying that she's doing all of that to protect humans. And she knows that this division is gonna go public, you know, if they're succeeding against these two. I think that it's in her own interest, you know, for this division to go public. And I don't think that it's an ambitious, you know, thing about the fact that I'm the representative, you know, the head of this division, so it would be great for my career or something like that. I don't think so. I'm suspicious about her. It's not like I want to know more about her, you know, her background and all. It's really like I want to know more about her right now, her ambitions and stuff like that. Which is a little weird because maybe I will understand her ambitions if I know her past, but I'm not even sure. Is it weird to think like that? The girl is giving me weird vibes. So okay, an episode which is gonna be about that fight for sure. All of the fights into this episode, I would be surprised, but I would be glad also. I don't know, I really don't know what to expect for this final episode. I was gonna think, you know, like someone is gonna die. No, for sure Hayakawa is not gonna die. I know how the last episode ended. I'm not even thinking about it, not even for a minute. You already told me that he has only 2 years to live. I'm already mad about it. So no, he's not gonna die right there, right now, for sure. Another person can die? Not the fiends? Not the devils? Kobeni? No, I don't think so. But maybe we can learn during this episode, this final episode, with which demon she made a contract. And also the fact that they didn't ask her to make a contract with a bigger devil, for me it means that the devil with whom she made a contract, it's already a big devil. I want to know. Okay, I think that I'm gonna stop this intro right now because it's not that late, you know, but it's winter, so for the sun, for the lights, I want to finish this episode, this review with enough lights and stuff like that, so I'm gonna finish this intro right there. Again, if you want to have maybe the full reaction part for this episode, I think that I'm gonna put the full reaction part for the last one. But for this episode, I think that I'm also gonna put the full reaction part. If you want it, it's on my Patreon. And that's it. Let's go for this episode. I really don't know what to expect, you know, so it's a little weird for me to be like, I'm gonna begin it, but the fight for sure, but what else? You're not gonna die! No.
一本あげる。一本だけ吸ってやれ。
We already saw that scene, but with a different angle.
未成年に吸わせるなんて最低な先輩だな。
未
成年なの？そうだけど。じゃあこの一本は私が預かっておこう。君が大人になって何かに売りかかりたくなったら返してあげる。
We already know that you did. Huh? It's because she touched you, you know, and it's Himeno. We know that they were connected. Is she inside? get out. The ghost devil, get out! I don't want him to be forced to kill you.
目がないから恐怖心を見る姫野先輩が言っていたことだ
Cozy music. Music is good.
姫野先輩もうすぐ俺も行きます
No! Not soon! You killed that demon when that demon didn't kill you because Himeno was inside and give you like... I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay, I'm okay. I'm not.
ヘビ殺すな
You're talking to who? Komeni. Oh, you're fast and quiet.
小紅お前はどうして公安に残ったんだ
もうすぐボーナスが出るので
We know that she's right there for money. Again? I thought that they were all...
こいつら気づいてね大きな声出すなよ
Asking that to power.
わしのパーこいつらなら勝てる勝負じゃ
Bonjour, you know, asking that to power.
後ろは任せるぞ
Preparing yourself.
待て待て待て少し話さないかああお前の態度次第じゃ俺たちは投降するつもりだ
Liar.
デンジお前はこいつらの仲間と俺のじいちゃんを殺したてめえのお仲間もじいちゃんもゾンビなってたから殺したんだぜ嘘つくんじゃねえゾンビも元は人間そいつらを殺してお前は心が痛まないのか
If they were zombies, no.
俺たちにおとなしく殺せねえか嫌だなるほど切り殺してやる
And the fact that he cares so much about Pochita art, why that much?
俺を切り殺すんじゃねえのか
Out of the building? With what Kishibe is said, you know, Sensei? What the...
お前は何のために戦ってるこの生活を守るため、だからさっさとてめえ倒してマキマさんに褒めてもらうんだよお前は俺には勝てねえ
I thought that you would, you know, click on Makima name. The girl, she knows stuff about Makima. If we can avoid, you know, to kill civilians. Oi! It looks good. The pictures, the drawings, the music could be better for the moment. So far, I noticed that they are making really good emotional musics, but for the action moments,
じいちゃん殺したこと死ぬ前に謝罪しろ
no. Your granddad was an asshole. Made a deal with him when he was a kid, like.
まだ戦えるぜ頭にチェーンソーが残ってるからねバカ野郎じいちゃんにも教わらなかったか引き時ってやつご丁寧に頭狙ってくれてよトラップ
Eh? I taught you that at least.
負け犬の声はでけえなてめえは姫野先輩を殺したなのにてめえは反省もせず 一生刑務所暮らし。それじゃ俺がすっきりしない。
You want a revenge for Himeno?
こんな犬うざいだろ。今から大会を開く。こちら4か早川。時計館前線路内にて拘束済みの目標を発見。
You want also a revenge?
参加するか。最強の大会にはこいつは姫野先輩を弾で撃った。だからこいつも弾を撃たれるべきだろ。だから大会を開く。お互いにこいつの金玉を蹴っていって。正気かお前。
For Denji to have that idea, it's not a surprise. But Hayakawa don't do it.
こいつを捕まえることだ。そんなことしたって姫野先輩は喜ばない。
He's sorry about it a little.
勝ったら何くれんだ。そりゃもちろんこいつの玉金や。
Oh, guys. The crows. Makima, she's gonna know. It's the ending scene already? Snake?
10の悪魔との契約で自動的に自殺したのかもしれません。今回の事件でビル内から10の悪魔の肉片を 1.4 キロ押収。
Oh, that's great. You didn't have a lot now. Are you gonna smoke that cigarette now? I prefer that. I thought that he would keep it, you know, like it would be his last cigarette, you know, before dying, and I was already like, I'm gonna cry so much when it's gonna happen. Oh, it's like the first episode when we were you. Oh, and we didn't have the end of that scene. Eh? A door into your mind that you can't open? Pochita, part of your mind, of your heart that you can't open?
デンジ君はさ、田舎のネズミと都会のネズミ、どっちがいい？
Eh? Again? What? No. What? What was that at the end? Between what and what? It's a memory, it feels like a memory, you know, because it's blur, someone young.
デンジ君はさ、田舎のネズミと都会。
Between the country mouse and the city mouse?
どっちがいい？
Between the country mouse and the city mouse. Which one would you be? We know that his dad died when he was young, that he had a lot of debts, and you know, Denji had to work with the old guy to pay the debts of his father. We can consider that he was living into the country, you know, the countryside, and right there, it was in the city that that person asked you that question. You know, if we can consider that it's a memory, meaning that when it happened when you were young, can it be his mom who asked him that to go live in the countryside, you know, or to stay in the city? To go live in the countryside with the entire family, like it was a choice made for the entire family, or, you know, to choose between his mom and his dad? No, I think more like your family moving to the countryside, something like that. Maybe I'm going way too far with that scene, which was really so short and it's only one question, but for now it's gonna be my guess. Because for sure it was a memory, for sure it's a woman asking you that. So with what we know about Denji, about his past and all, I would guess that, you know. This episode, I knew during, and I talked about it during the intro, that I would be surprised by it, because again, to have that fight that I expected, you know, as really big between these two big boss, you know, the snake girl and that other demon, I was like, it's gonna end with a cliffhanger, you know, during that battle, or I'm gonna be surprised something is gonna happen during it that I did not expect. And it happened, in fact, like, I didn't expect for these fights to be so short. And it was really short, because in fact, you know, Hayakawa, I was gonna say he only fought against the Ghost Devil, but not even that, because in fact he fought against the Ghost Devil during the last episode. Right there, it was the end of the fight. Hayakawa was ready to die, but Himeno inside of this devil, I don't know how it worked truly, but we had a connection right there which was made, and that's why the Ghost Devil gave him that cigarette with easy revenge marked on it. He knew that he could kill the Ghost Devil easily by not being afraid of it, so he would access to its head, you know, pretty easily, so that's what he did. And when he went for the snake girl, it was not to kill her, it was to interrogate her. He knew that Kobeni would attack, you know, would intervene. They tried to take the snake girl, but she... I'm not sure that she summoned the snake devil. I think that, like that, what they said, you know, it was a part of the contract, like, if you see me being taken, kill me. You know, it was more something like that, so it happened like that, so they don't have her, they don't have the snake girl to interrogate, you know, I mean, about the Gun Devil and all. They have some people from the mafia, you know. I think that Makima, she didn't have all of the names, so that's why they took some people of the mafia. We saw them, you know, being taken. They dealt with the zombies, all of them. So maybe, you know, I'm thinking they can interrogate this guy from the mafia, but I'm not sure that they know a lot about the situation. What we know about that situation is the fact that they gave money, again, they gave money to the Gun Devil against guns. Why? He would need money, the Gun Devil. A need, you know, for a devil to need money, he's gonna need... He or she is gonna need money for human reasons. Do you understand what I mean? It means that he has a human life also. And he needs money to buy stuff, to do stuff with money. Do you understand how I'm thinking? Like, a devil on itself, you know, the snake devil, the fox devil, the ghost devil, all of these devils, they don't need money. So it means that this devil would need money, so to do human stuff. Do you understand my logic? Like, there is something wrong with that. And the other guy, the other demon, Denji managed to capture him. That was a good fight, but I expected it to be longer. Because, you know, maybe I didn't consider enough the training that Sensei he gave to Denji and to Power for me, and I even said it, you know, during one review or one intro, the fact that I didn't have the impression that he really learned something to our guys. They fought a lot, for sure, against each other, but did they learn really something during it? We didn't see it. Like, I didn't have the impression that they were making any progress, and I didn't have the impression that they learned anything. At least Denji learned one sentence, you know, like, never trust a devil hunter, and right there we had the payment, you know, of that preparation that we had one episode ago. So that was cool for that. All of the moves were great and all, but I expected it to be longer. I'm not sure that I want to talk about what happened at the end, you know, the fact that Hayakawa and Denji together, you know, they had that revenge moment against that guy, because I don't consider that as a revenge. You're just passing your nerves on this guy's balls. You know that he's a demon, so clearly his balls are gonna be repaired in just 1 second. To use violence to have your revenge, to consider that it can be enough, for sure it's a lie. For sure it's not going with my values in life, you know, into my personal life and stuff like that. I'm not gonna be okay with it. I understand their reasons, I understand why they did that, I understand why they did that for Himeno, but for sure it's not okay, it's not enough, it's not right, it's not fair, it's not moral, and it's not something that I want to talk about more than that. You can disagree with me and or just try to understand my position. I'm saying that because in other occasions, in other shows and animes, while I was having that kind of thought, you know, that kind of opinion, on the comments I had people considering that I was stupid and that, yes, having revenge by killing people and, you know, committing bad stuff, that was good because at the end that revenge was good, you know, they needed this revenge and they are the good side, so it's okay. And oh, no, I'm not gonna talk about Attack on Titan right there and the fact that you can justify a genocide by saying that. But you get the idea, like, I understand the reasons behind your opinion, I disagree, try to understand the reasons behind my opinion and to just disagree in a polite way. Just to say also that if you're not polite, your comment is gonna be deleted really in 1 second, and 1 second is the only, you know, timing that you're gonna have on my journey, on my mind. Like, again, I'm not gonna spend my energy and more than 1 second with you. Okay? And this episode was really short. After that, you know, Makima, she made, you know, that speech with these guys, like, we won, we have more flesh, you know, from the Gun Devil than we had before, like really a lot more, so now we're gonna be able to target it more. We didn't have the answer about what is gonna be the next step, and the scene at the end, you know, Hayakawa smoking that cigarette, I'm glad in a way, because I was really thinking that maybe he would never smoke again, or he would keep that cigarette, you know, for the end, you know, to smoke it just before going on his final battle. And I was already like, oh, I'm gonna cry so much when I'm gonna see that Easy Revenge cigarette, you know, appearing, like it's gonna mean that the character is gonna die, or at least that he's prepared to die. So I'm so glad that he smoked it right there. And Denji, now I remember that scene, you know, being at his place, seeing that door, we saw that before, we saw that during the first episode, and I never thought about it more, you know. It's Pochita behind that door, telling you to not open that door. For me, it's a door, you know, into his mind, and he's telling you to not open that door. He's behind that door, so for me, you know, when they merged these two, Pochita stayed into him, and maybe he's behind that door into Denji's mind. So Pochita, in a way, is telling you to not open this door, so he's gonna stay himself, you know. Denji is not gonna let the devil maybe take possession of his body or something like that. But at the same time, just after that, to have a little memory about Denji and I think about his mother, is it that, you know, that we have behind that door? The memory of something that which happened when you were young? I don't know. I really don't know. But you know, if I was right about Himeno being a little inside the Ghost Devil, and we had the confirmation about it right there, I'm right about Pochita being still somewhere into Denji. So maybe also it means that for the Finn's light power, maybe she has a part of the human who had that body before inside of her. I don't know. Again, That's one of the questions that I have about the fins, how it's functioning, you know, for them to take possession of bodies. Is it something that they do because the humans are okay with it, you know, is it a deal? Or is it really something like they store that body? I want to know that at some point. Okay, it was cool, it was a cool episode. Not the episode that I expected for a fight against these two people, you know, that I considered as big boss. Not the kind of episode that I can expect, you know, for the final episode of a season. You know, I didn't have the impression that we finished on a big cliffhanger and all. We didn't have anything really about the Gundever, and I wanted to have one information or one reveal about it, you know, I don't know what, but I wanted it, we didn't have it. So I'm satisfied and it's working well, and you know, I appreciated that final episode, but it was clearly not what I expected, and maybe I expected a little more. But it gave me a lot of things to think about, so it's cool also. And I had an emotional moment, and just after that I lost. Really, from an emotion to another. It's cool. Okay, tell me what did you think about my binge watching of this entire first season. It's you guys on Patreon who chose that anime for me. Yes, for the next anime that I'm gonna react to, I'm gonna consider the poll that I made for you and the animes which were at the top, you know, of that poll. I didn't decide yet which one I'm gonna select, but we know which ones were the winners of that poll. Chainsaw Man, I think, was the second anime, you know, who won that poll. Which won that poll, so we'll see between first and third. We'll see. Okay, so it's all for me and for you for today, for this binge watching of Chainsaw Man. So it's all for me for now, so bye for now. Bye. And tell me on the comments if we know when we're gonna have the season 2. I'm interested by that. Tell me. Bye.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me that you built a time machine? Hey.